Hello, welcome to this tutorial. This is Rogers Mukalere, and we are going to be looking at web design using WordPress to create a website for UNEB and also for DIT. As you know, at UNEB, basically we do static websites, and DIT requires us to do world of work websites which are dynamic. So we are going to be exploring this in this presentation. I'm Rogers Mukalere. I teach at Makerere University Jinja campus, where I'm an instructor for diploma courses, and I'm also a master trainer with NCDC with the new curriculum. I've been part of several trainings, and I've also facilitated a number of trainings on the new curriculum. And this year in January, I was part of the web developer ATP panel, a panel that discussed the web developer assessment training package under DIT, and I'm also founding director or board member of the XAMP Association of Uganda, and I also work as the WordPress Community Uganda co-organizer, currently leading WordPress Jinja Meetup. My website is mukalere.net, and you can access me on those numbers. So in this session, we are going to be talking about the following. This is the outline of our presentation. One, we want to look at the web design syllabus for NCDC or UNEB, and also we look at DIT assessment. We want to look at the difference between the syllabus for these. What do we teach? Because right now at O level, we are supposed to teach learners for UNEB and also for DIT. So how different is this? Then also I'm going to be hinting on an earlier article which I wrote in 2018 about web authoring softwares that were available for use at O level. And why WordPress? Why am I talking about WordPress? Can WordPress, which runs on a server, be able to be used to create websites for UNEB, which requires websites to be packaged as HTML files on a CD? Is it possible? This is a new thing now. This is a new revelation that actually it is possible, as we are going to see. Then we are going to go hands-on, and we do create a website, a database, and install WordPress on a local server known as XAMP. And then we shall install a theme called Astra, which is the most popular theme right now on WordPress, and use it to customize our header, menu pages. Then we shall post our website content, headings, paragraphs, lists, tables, even HTML. Actually, WordPress, not about it is a WYSIWYG actually. What you see is what you get. You can switch between code and the design, and that is a very important aspect which we shall be looking at. Then, how shall we convert our WordPress site and be able to send it to UNEB as a static site? How do we convert it from the XAMP, which we can't send to UNEB, to just simple static files which can be portable? Then also we shall discuss briefly about hosting it online, especially for DIT purposes, hosting it even for the world of work, because when a website is designed, it's supposed to go online. Learners need to know this. Okay, so let us start by looking at the syllabus first of all. The syllabus for NCDC, this is what it says. This is now the new curriculum. The syllabus for NCD for web design is similar to even the old one. It teachers are supposed to cover some theory about web design. What are websites, features of websites, look at some websites, develop and planning for a website, identifying the media that is needed, then designing the page layout of the website, identifying a web authoring software. So here they said use any web authoring software, and the web authoring software, as they mentioned here, they talked about HTML editor, Dreamweaver, front page, expression web. And if you look at current trend, as I'm going to be showing you in an earlier article I wrote, I tried to analyze these. Some of them are outdated. Even the expression web, which I wrote an article about it in 2018, has since been discontinued. So you can't download it online unless if you have an old copy. Yeah. So children are left with using HTML editors, and it may not be easy for them to just code throughout. You need to have a web authoring software which can also enable you to edit the HTML, but some of the content, some of the elements you can easily insert. The layouts, you can easily design them using the designer or a page builder. Yeah, in addition to the HTML editor, so that you can be able to finish the website in time. So that is one of the things that why I'm talking about WordPress now and how it can help us, as we are going to be seeing. So this is also having save the website as a web page, and I'm going to be showing us how do you save the WordPress site as a web page, so as a static portable website that can be sent. So this is what NCDC requires, and this is an example of a UNEB question on web design. A UNEB question on web design. Normally in UNEB they give learners a few minutes, like 40 minutes for section B numbers, and they're supposed to create like 3 pages. They put links, marquee, tables, images, graphics, and they save. And that is what is there accordingly. Okay, so I wrote, like I said earlier, I wrote an article about this. I wrote an article sometime back in 2018 where I was exploring the free what you see is what you get web authoring software alternatives. Because these front page publisher, they were getting outdated. Publisher, they discontinued it. It is no longer there. In the new version of publisher, front page was discontinued. Dreamweaver comes as part because it was taken over by Adobe. So it is no longer easy to get a free version. It comes part of Adobe Suite, which is a premium software and not easily affordable. And also can't run on some of our computers in schools. It is a heavy software. So all these options are here, and we needed something which is you can switch between code and design, and you can design on the design area, and you can also do the coding accordingly. So I looked at this article, and in this article I looked at several alternatives where I talked about expression web. By then we have others like Blue Griffon, Aloha Editor, SeaMonkey. All these, I was looking at those which can help us to create HTML pages offline, which we can later on burn onto the CD. Yeah, so that is the one thing that we looked at then. Now, before I look at why I was talking about WordPress and how it comes in, let me also talk about the issue of DIT. DIT is developing what you call assessment training packages. So for example, there is this one here, which was for an ICT practitioner, one of the professions under DIT. And the schools are supposed to get this one. Now, like they are supposed to be the ones to guide the teaching, the training for occupational assessment. Yeah, so there are particular there are particular individuals who DIT mobilizes, and they discuss and they come up with the modules of what particular profession should be able to do. For example, for ICT practitioner, there are several tasks here that they want them to do. So, like I said, in January, I was part of a team, the panel for web developer, and this is what we discussed. The module has not yet been fully published, but very soon it will be out because we discussed. So this was the draft plan of what was done. But anytime, DIT will be sharing the final booklets, just like they have for ICT practitioner. So under website development for DIT, we want learner to be able to gather client data. He does an entire project. He gathers client data for website, analyzes the needs of the client. He has to be able to manage records. He has to be able to observe occupational practices and safety. He should be able to design website layout, the software, the branding, making the mockups, wireframes. He should be able to prepare content, the images, the video, the audio, prepare them well and optimize them so that they can be used on the website, and also the text and documents, and also should be able to set up the development environment, install the development tools, so the softwares. Also here, DIT is not specific that use the Dreamweaver or use this. You can use any tool, but what we want is a website. So we develop the web pages, style them, generate hyperlinks, and then also upload your website. So what is different with DIT is that the learners even have to learn how to upload the websites to the internet, not just putting them on a CD for marking at UNEB. The website should be fully usable, and they should be dynamic. They should be on a live server so that they are real websites which in this era. Also, the learner should be able to know how to maintain the website, continuous update. If you do website using HTML, maintenance is hard because you have to always be going back to those codes. For example, the user, in the current world of work, you do a website and even the user should be able to continue updating his content. So that's why we have to look for a tool that can help and is being used out there. So this is an example of a question that we discussed that will assess students at the end of senior 3 as junior web developer. It's a question of 5 hours where Ginger Restaurant is an eating joint that has been operating for 2 years in Ginger Town. They provide meals for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you realize that they don't have a website and have only been relying on making radio announcements and printing flyers to market their services. So there's a scenario. So in this other situation here for the curriculum, the old curriculum, how they have been setting, there's no big scenario. They even tell the learners which pages and what to put on which pages and how many pages to create here. They're telling them on this page put a table, on this page put press, on this page put a link. But here they just give you a scenario and then they ask you to draft even a proposal. So you should have a business mind. Proposal is that it will have your recommendations for what the website should be and how it will help the company. And also you design it. Here they said with at least. So, and then also publish your website. They want the learners also. So a school should be able to have a server where their learners can be able to publish sites. There are a lot of affordable online servers where learners can publish their sites and they upload their files on the servers so that they can be live on the internet. Yeah, and here internet is required. Unlike the other side where internet is not required, web authoring software, graphics software, and logins to web server. So this is an example of how DIT, the panel, how we looked at occupational assessment for a web developer in the real world of work. Okay, so I said that I want to look at the earlier article and tutorial, and also why WordPress. So I said you can access the earlier article on the website of ITAU, and also on our YouTube channel. I put there, even I made a video which I was showing how to, I was showing how to make a website using Expression Web. So this was then, and I was doing a UNEB number here, but the problem is that this Expression Web has also been discontinued by Microsoft, so you cannot easily access it. But it was also a simple one that you could easily do, and we're using getting graphics, and we're putting within 30 minutes, 40 minutes when you have your website ready. And also the learners could easily switch between code and HTML, where there is need, put forms and all this. So I'm going to, publishing was also there, and HTML learners can switch between. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a website, a similar website, but this time I'm going to do it. I've already done something here that I want you to see. I have a folder here called UNEB. So this folder is this time I'm using WordPress because okay, maybe before I say I'm using WordPress, I'm going to explain why WordPress. Yeah, but I'm going to I've created a simple website here within a few minutes. Also having it is static. So like learners have a folder for UNEB which they will burn onto the CD. So it is static. There is about page, it is well hyperlinked, and it is static. But I first developed it using on localhost, is something localhost here, using a real life server. And after developing it, I exported it. So I'll be showing you how to export a WordPress website after designing it, and it becomes a static one in case you need to, and also how to host it if you want to host it when it is dynamic. So before we continue, let me first talk about WordPress briefly. Why WordPress? Why WordPress? If you look at WordPress is currently the most popular. So there are several tools. So there is what called WordPress. If you search for WordPress market share, WordPress market share, if you try to search about it. So WordPress is taking the world by a storm, and we need to teach our learners things that they are going to use. If you teach your learners using Publisher to make a website, you are just teaching them for examination purposes, but you are not teaching them for the world of work. World of work means you teach learners something that is being used in the world of work, so that when they go out, they can be able to make money. Are you getting it? Yeah, they can be able to make money. So this one shows a market share of websites which are using WordPress. We have what called the CMS market share. 65% of the websites are running WordPress. Then we have other things like Shopify, Wix, Joomla, Drupal, Blogger. These are the tools, content management systems. And then when it comes to all websites, those which are using CMSs, and those CMSs are content management systems, other softwares which are running on servers for publishing web pages. So 33% of the websites on the internet, people just code using PHP, HTML manually. JavaScript, the developers would just code 33% of the websites. Then 43% are those which are running WordPress. So you can see the market share for WordPress has been going high. 2020, it is now 43%. So WordPress is being preferred. There's an article here of why use WordPress. There are many reasons. You can search about it. It is an article on a website called Kingster. You can search about it, why WordPress. So I know there are people who are skeptical about WordPress. Maybe they have their own myths, but WordPress is growing and growing and growing, and we need to teach our learners what is relevant. If we are talking about competencies, world of work, the new curriculum, we need to teach them WordPress instead of teaching them things which they are just going to leave in the exam. In the exam. So the article here talks about WordPress, why you need to, why WordPress, and why it is the best right now in the whole world. Yeah. So I will not, because of time, I will not go much into it, but there are many reasons here. It is open source. It adapts to any type of websites. Allows media file, different type of media files. It is easy to learn. It has a big community. Here in Uganda, I think it's the only software among these CMSs which has a community, WordPress community in Uganda, as compared to other Joomla. I've never heard of Joomla community. Yeah, so we have what called WordPress community Uganda, and I'm proudly one of the organizers for this community called WordPress community Uganda. Where we keep holding meetups, and in ICT Teachers Association we have been encouraging our members to join and attend those meetups which normally happen in the WordPress community group. Okay, so we have SEO. If you do a website in WordPress, it is be seen on Google very fast. You can have full control. Everyone is doing it right. Yeah, this is the website for WordPress community, and you can be able to find people who are very, very happy. Publishers, people are eating money. So we need to teach our learners WordPress because it is the one which is there right now. So the challenge was we couldn't teach it. So right now I'm here as the co-organizer for the WordPress meetup. So with the challenge was we couldn't teach WordPress because UNEB wanted us to send work on a CD. These are the different types of websites that learners can do. You can read the article. There are many reasons. They have written all the advantages of WordPress. Different countries are using WordPress. Even here in Uganda, our websites of big organizations are using WordPress. Even DIT said of the website of DIT Uganda is running on WordPress. The websites of UCC, UCC. These are the technology leaders here in Uganda. They are running on WordPress. Out of every 10 websites you find, 4 are running on WordPress. Yeah, so it is easy to maintain, and the best of it all, it is also allows someone to switch to HTML to learn to apply his knowledge of HTML, which is the underlying language for web development. Okay, so that is the one thing that I want to know. And talking about HTML, I will ask members to, when you are teaching WordPress, you don't just go to WordPress direct. You go to you can use a website like there's this one called W3 Schools, and you get HTML tutorial for WordPress, and you can use it. And also you can download this entire site. There is a tool called there's a tool called HTT website copier. Okay, let me just proceed. Let me just proceed. But it is here. HTT track website copier. You can use it to copy this entire website. So for me, I copied it. I have, and we are going to be sharing. This. Okay, we are going to be sharing the. You see, I have W3 schools offline. You see, I have it offline. So even when I don't have internet, I can. So you can put this website on your children, for your children on the computer, even when there is no internet, and then they learn the HTML. So I'm not saying that teach on the WordPress. Teach. So I have all this. I have this HTML, this website, all of it offline. So for you to get this, use this software called HTT track website copier. You can download it on the internet, and then you use it to download the website that you want. You put there project name, and then then they ask you the URLs. You put in the URLs here, and then you click next, and then it will download the entire website, and you can always use it offline. So that is just a preamble on what we need to do. So I have here, it is offline, but here it is online. So you can download that HTML. These basics. First, take learners through the basics of HTML, and then you introduce the WordPress as a next step. Okay, so that is briefly on one. I've connected the WebDesign syllabus for NCDC and UNEB. I talked about the earlier article and web authoring software, and I've also talked about the HTML. Now there is static versus dynamic websites. Let me first talk about static versus dynamic websites. Now static versus dynamic websites, I'm going to use another article. There's an article here which talks about converting, and we are going to be using this later on, converting your WordPress sites to static HTML, which I've just talked about. But this article talks about why converting, and talks about the static. Okay, so I'm going to be getting, I think let me use this one, click there. Static WordPress hosting. Okay, so it's an article, how to convert WordPress to static and host it on local storage. So it's an article which was published this year, February 2022. And the first thing here is when you are running a WordPress site, you need to continue updating it, because it is a dynamic site. People post comments, people log in, people do what. So you have to be making sure that you update your plugins, make it secure, monitor your site and all that. And it requires a server, which could be hosting a WordPress site is costs higher than a static site. Okay, yeah. So but a static site is lightweight and has less security issues. It is portable. You can put it on a CD. Okay, so that's why we shall be looking at how to export static site. If you designed a website for someone and you think he will never update it, it is just there, then you can export it to static and host it as a static site. Yeah. So a dynamic website is one which is having something like Facebook, there's even WordPress itself. Even we have our website here for ICT Teachers Association of Uganda. ICT Teachers Association of Uganda, we cannot design a static site because we keep blogging. We have our blogs. We have a lot of things that we do here on our website. So if we do it as static, means we have to be going to HTML every time. So in that case, we need dynamic. But if you have a small a website which is doesn't change a lot, maybe there's some company or school, or I don't know, whereby you just want information, maybe your company, and you don't blog on a daily, you just want information about your website there, then you can go for a static site. So this one here is a dynamic site because we keep publishing their comments. Yeah. Now let us dive in. Let us look at how do you start downloading WordPress. So we are going to look at creating a database and installing WordPress on a local server. That's the next thing we are going to look at. Creating a database and installing WordPress on a local server. So we have what we call a local server. This is an online server which is on the internet. Now a local server, we have a local server called XAMP, and so the one which I'm recommending. XAMP is more friendly than WAMP. There is another one called WAMP. Yeah, but XAMP is more friendly. XAMP has what called Apache, MariaDB, PHP, and Perl. Okay, so you search for XAMP and then you click on download. You can download a version for, see, it is already downloading here. So when you click on download, it will download. And now when it downloads, you can be able to install it. So for me, I've already installed, and save time. So you install, double click on it and install. To take you through steps, you will install. Then you click, when I've finished installing, it will bring this window. So you click on start. This is what called Apache and MySQL. Okay. So after Apache and MySQL, you click on this MySQL. You click on admin. So when you click on admin, it will open a page called PHP admin. Let me close some of these other pages. So members, it is a bit fast. We are going to be looking at this during the workshop at Nabingo. So when you click on admin, it is going to take you to this page, what we call PHP admin. Now many of us are used to creating databases in Access, but these are the real databases that are running the websites. So this one here, it will create something known as localhost, meaning it is this computer has a localhost in it. Yeah, so what you do, you come here and you click on user accounts. You click on user accounts. Okay, then you come here and you click on add a new user. You need to have a user. Okay, so I'm going to create a user and I'm going to call it Tricona. Okay, I'm going to create it Tricona. I'm going to call it Tricona Trinity College. Then I'm going to choose the password. Let me just choose a password here. Let me say 1, 2, 3. So you choose a password. Okay, so you type a password and you type it. Okay, you take note of it. Then there is here, create a database with the same name and grant all privileges. You do that. Grant all privileges too. Then you check all here. So you check all and create this. Now you can do this. Take through learners, they know how to create a database. Yeah, but when it is this is like installing. You can do this once, and then from there you can be just installing your WordPress. You can even install WordPress and just be ready to create a website. Yeah, but it's really not difficult, really. So I've already created a database, and it is called Tricona. Okay, so after creating my database called Tricona and the user, I now go onto a website called WordPress.org. Now I download the software called WordPress. WordPress. wordpress.org. wordpress.org. Okay, this is now .org is the website where we download the software. You see, then you click on Get WordPress. So it will tell you that WordPress is powering 43 of the entire web. So almost half of the web is on WordPress. Then the other things, the coders, the Joomla, the Wixi, the what, all the other, they are all sharing the other half. So you come here and you click on download. Okay, so you come and click on download here. So you download. It is not very heavy. It is just 19 MBs only. Okay, so this is the software. Now, if you don't have internet in the computers at school, you download the WordPress and you put it on a what? On a flash, just like we downloaded the Expression Web. You download it on a flash. You also download XAMP, and you also download some themes. So we shall need what we call themes. WordPress works with themes. Themes are like in Publisher, you have those templates and layouts that are there. So even here, you download some themes. Themes are for WordPress, which learners can base on. And that's the other advantage which we were looking for in Expression Web, because Expression Web also has those had those themes, whereas Publisher also had earlier, whereas Dreamweaver didn't have. Yeah, so we think that so these themes, the best theme that I'm recommending is known as Astra. Astra, it is one of the most used themes right now, over 1 million installs yeah, so it is very customizable. It can be used to do any kind of website. Yeah, it doesn't go necessarily going to look like this. It depends on how you are going to lay it out. So you download this Astra as well. So you have downloaded WordPress, you also download the Astra as well, so that you can use it in your site. Okay, maybe we also have what called plugins. Plugins are things that do particular functionalities. So if I want forms, if I'm going to use a form, for example, on my number, I can download this one called contact form. Okay, there is also this one. You can download the contact form. Contact form is the most popular form plugin. You can also download it. So I've downloaded that, but other things you can be able to continue. So main thing is downloading WordPress. So I'm going after downloading WordPress, we have what called themes and plugins. So and also XAMP. Okay, so these four, you can put them on the what? On the flash. Now go to the computers. I install XAMP. After installing XAMP, I come here and I click on Explorer. There is a part which has word Explorer. Okay, so when I click on Explorer, it will open a part where there is local disk C XAMP. Then inside there, I click on a folder called htdocs. Htdocs is the folder which has the what? The public facing, the one which will open where we are supposed to put our website. So you come and create a folder here, call it Pt1. So this folder under htdocs, that is where our server is now on the computer, our local server. So I'm going to create a folder called Pt1 for my website. Then I'm going to go and I get my WordPress, the WordPress which I have downloaded. So I go under downloads. I go under downloads and I download and I get my WordPress. Okay, I've just downloaded the WordPress. Okay, WordPress, where are you? Okay, let me organize it by details and I organize by date. Okay, so that I can get the latest which I've just downloaded. So WordPress is here. So I copy that WordPress I bring it here into my folder called htdocs. Okay, in the folder called Tricona. Then after that, I extract. So this is the software. So I extract it. So it is going to extract now on my local server. Okay. Yeah. So what we are doing right now, we are doing what we call creating a database and installing WordPress on a local server. Creating a database and installing WordPress on a local server. Yeah, so we have created a database and a user. We have downloaded WordPress and we are putting it inside XAMP, which is a local server which we downloaded earlier. Okay, so that is what we are doing right now. So it is going to finish extracting. Okay. So if you have a live server, you don't need to do this. A live server, you just log into what we call cPanel and you install your WordPress directly on it. And there are some simple tools. You just click and you say install WordPress and it installs on most of the local servers. So you enter this folder which has extracted and you select Ctrl+A, select everything and cut it. Okay. After cutting it, you come out and you put it on the surface here in the folder called Tricona that you created. Tricona is the name of your website that you want to create. Okay, so you power the things there on top. Okay, so after that, come back to your XAMPP. If this XAMPP has closed, you can always get it from here in the control panel. Okay, so this is our XAMPP. And we have everything here working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open let me see, I'm going to open a browser. I'm going to open a browser. I say localhost when I say /Tricona. So you say localhost /Tricona / the folder you created. Localhost /Tricona. So it will open the WordPress that is there. It will bring this window to mean that you are now installing the other WordPress you have put localhost. Then it will tell you database name, username, password. Let's go. So you click on let's go. Okay. Then you put in your database name. Hope I called it Tricona. When I was creating, I created a database called Tricona. And also the username, also I call it Tricona. Okay, the password, I used this. Okay, database host, localhost, and then everything. Then you say submit. Okay, it has worked. Then you click on run. Okay, so you run. Now, it has successfully installed. So now it is asking us which website we are going to create. This is what we call the famous 5-minute WordPress installation process. So site title, I'm going to say Trinity College Nabingo. Okay. Then you can put your username and you can choose a password here. You can choose a password that you can always remember. If this is too big, so you choose a password. You choose a password. You put there a password that you can remember. So let me just put let me just choose that. It is a bit weak, so let me just say confirm. If it is on a live site online, you put a correct password. So it is saying you must provide an email address, so you put your email address as well and you install WordPress. Okay, so Tia's going to install. Okay, so this one doesn't require internet. It runs offline on your computer, and then you should be able to log into the dashboard. So saying success, then tells you to log in. Okay. Now, if you think learners don't have time during the exam and they are going to use this WordPress, then this whole process of installing the server and installing WordPress can be done even before the exam, just like you install Expression Web or Publisher before the exam. So when the exam reaches, learners already have logins. They just log in, and then they should be able to start. They should be able to start. I don't know whether this is what I used. Okay, so they should be able to put in the password that you set when you are installing WordPress, and they'll be able to start creating the pages. So let me first pause here on this tutorial. I'm going to start from here now on creating the website. So far we have looked at all this, and we have also finished installing WordPress, and we created a database. So we are going to start from here installing the theme. Yeah, but right now we are having our website. If you go to localhost/Tricona, you'll be able to see that the website is there when it is playing. So we should be ready to start. Thank you very much for now.